So before I came to Panama, over the summer during the shutdown, we were really, things were stressed, money was tight and everything, and we were online, and someone had given us the advice. They said, hey, because we were saying, hey man, we're really struggling, you guys. We tweeted something like, buy one of our videos if you can donate any money to the Jedi or something. And most of these guys were like, hey, why don't you get a job? I'm like, hello, I mean, you know what's going on? It's a shutdown, and we're in Las Vegas. And there's like someone had posted something about Al Giant Stadium was hiring like concession people, because I guess they assumed that they thought the stadium was going to open. He said, oh man, if I were you, I would have gone down to the Al Giant Stadium, took a job down there before I asked anybody for a donation or begged for money. And I said, oh, I don't even remember what I said. I remember thinking to myself, like, seriously, well, do you know how much time it takes to go apply for a job? And then once you get that job, you're there, you can't do anything else. You can't think about anything else. You can't do anything else. So once you're there, because once you're in a job, I mean, it's not just like while you're at the job, but it's like, you have to be prepared for the job. You have to go home, sleep for the job. So it's your whole life now. You don't have time to think about other things. So you have to break out of that, and that's what I did. And when he said that though, I wasn't gonna go take a job as a concession guy, but it did start rattling back in my head, man. I was like, started looking at some pretty square jobs, like some pretty square video editing jobs in New York or LA. I was like, man. I was like, shit, I guess if I have to eat, but I was like thinking, if I had to sit there and do 8 hours a day and they have like, they have the requirements and stuff, it's like, it's not that I couldn't do it, but it's like, I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could sit 8 hours a day and do their progress reports and all the things that they wanted done. And that's just, who I am. So I just want to kind of throw it out there that what I did instead was, or what we did, I should say. I mean, this is not just me. I mean, my wife, and of course we talk about everything. So what we did was, she said, I don't know, she didn't say nothing, but what she did say, we're going to Panama, and that's fine. And so we saved up money, and when we got our stimulus check, we used that money to buy a plane ticket and 2 months rent here in Panama. So that was covered by the federal government. So we thought that was great. And as far as, like getting new gear and all that stuff, well, they put a moratorium on any evictions. Well, we lived in a weekly, so we didn't have a lease. So they had no legal, they couldn't really come after us for anything because we had no lease with them. The way it works in a weekly is you pay in advance. So if you don't pay, they kick you out. Now, if you've been there for over 30 days, they have tenant laws that kick into place. So if you don't pay, they have to evict you. But in this situation, we didn't have a lease with them. So it's very, very interesting how it worked out for us was that, so we just said, well, shit, well, I mean, we obviously can't pay, through the whole summer, we couldn't pay rent. I mean, there's no work in Vegas. And by the end of it, it was like a $10,000 bill. So we used that money to buy all new gear. Not really. But we used that money to buy some new gear, and most of it we used it just for food and weed. And it's pretty much all we bought. And we upgraded a few things. Got a GoPro here, got a tripod here, got an iPhone there, and got a Nikon there. But that was about it. So yeah, we left and they weren't too happy, but what are you gonna do? And they wanted us to sign, they wanted us to sign the thing. We were like, no thanks. They're like, oh, why not? And we're like, yeah, right. Okay. So, where am I going with that? All right. So the whole story was, so then we said, hey, let's go to Panama. And so here we are. We had a free ticket to Panama. We got $10,000 basically of free money from the state of Nevada. And we said, let's go. And so, here we are. And now, as we're starting to do writing and kind of like collecting myself, Jedi Joy is back in Vegas, obviously working, and we're kind of seeing what our next plans are. Well, here's the deal. What we're gonna do is we're gonna continue to live in Airbnbs. We're gonna be the poster children for Airbnb, for the travel industry, for whoever wants to jump in. We are for sale. And we've started already. We travel a lot, we buy a lot of gear, we do a lot of documentation, we film everything. So, different places have different rules. It's all very interesting. But anyways, sorry, I lost my train of thought because I was thinking about I gotta get going swimming here, and there's a lot of things going on because I gotta get going swimming here. Check it out. I'm looking at the weather outside the windows on both directions. So where I'm standing here is I've got a window view here and a window view over there. And what I'm seeing is, I don't know if you can't probably see it from this angle, but way over there I can see, on each side I see the ocean, and I'm seeing the sun kind of come and go. So that's why I'm like, man, I gotta get upstairs and get some suntan. But anyway, so let me just finish up how we got here. So now what the plan is, so now what we are doing is we're gonna live in Airbnb, so we're here till February. Then we're gonna take another Airbnb for 3 months in Las Vegas during the spring. Because, well, my mom lives there. You know, I have storage unit there. I mean, all of our stuff is there. So, I mean, it's kind of basically our home base. So we're gonna go back to Vegas during the spring of 2020 and work. And I'm gonna film, I'll do whatever, and she's gonna work and do whatever. And that'll be until June. And then in June, we want to go see we both are, my ancestor, my last name is Lightower, and Lightower is British. So I want to go see my ancestors, like where they're from. I want to see my name somewhere, you know. Lightower is a very uncommon name in the United States. I don't know any other Lightowers other than myself. So I would like to go over there. Jedi Joy is Irish and Scottish. So her last names are also over there. So we're gonna spend the summer in England from June until summertime ends. Probably September, middle of September, end of September. And then we're gonna go back to Vegas. Right? Maybe not. Fall, yeah, I don't know, we might go like New York. That's a little up in the air because October, well, we gotta be in Vegas somewhere. Okay. Anyways, here's the plan. Go back to Vegas in October, stay there until through November, and then once December kind of kicks in, or maybe after the New Year, but probably at the beginning of December, we'll probably come back here to Panama, and maybe even stay at this place. Hopefully, that's what we'd like to do. And stay here from December until March again, till springtime, 2020. And so that's kind of the game plan. And we're gonna document everything, of course. And there's a lot of opportunity, I think, for advertising, marketing. You know, if any of you guys watching are into any of that, you know, I'm open to any of this. So, because look. It's a new era. It is a global pandemic shutdown. Okay, so we all need to kind of figure out what we're doing. So, hey, I'm gonna upload this. Thanks for watching.